Hello, so last video we touched on items such as setting up the grid and also looking at master pages. So you can create additional master pages if you wish. You don't need to if you're doing a basic thing for high school, okay? So just remember that this video is aimed towards high school and not for out there in professional things, because I'm about to skip a few things that you should be doing, getting things ready for print right from the start, okay? So let's jump into creating a layout. Now I've already drawn up my concept already, so I've got a fair idea of what I want to do. Okay, so first of all, what I want to do is I want to think about where my content's going to go. So I'm going to create a text box. So I'm going to click on the type tool, and then I'm going to think about where my layout's going to sort of move along to. So I'm going to have the two columns here free, and I'm going to start my text box right here and go right down to the bottom right here. And so we don't have any copy from the copywriters at the moment. So people who are journalists, we call them copywriters. So they create copy, and so we're waiting for their copy. So in between that time and now, in between now and when they supply us with information, we put in stuff called lorem ipsum. So we go to type, and we go to fill with placeholder text, and this fills it with a type called lorem ipsum, and it is a body copy, temporary body copy. Okay, so now this looks pretty awful at the moment, so we need to start sort of typesetting this out. So to make this a little bit more of a layout at the moment. So remember that I'm showing how to do things. It is up to you to make the layout here your own. Okay, so please do not copy what I'm doing right now exactly. Okay, so now we've got this awful text here. Let's zoom in. I'm going to press Z, and I'm just going to zoom in here just to check things out. So now, InDesign is made to work as a multi-page layout program. So that means that InDesign has functionality to modify the entire design all in one shot. So some of those things give you the options, which is called style sheets. So let's look at them. So if you go over to this bar here, it says paragraph styles. If you can't find them, go to Window, go to type, sorry, no, go to, where is it? Visiting tools, no. Go to styles, and then go to paragraph styles. All right, so you'll need paragraph styles for this as well as character styles for this. Okay, so let's go into paragraph styles. So this here is a thing called basic paragraph, and this thing here, it's like a bit of like a governed set of rules. It's like a filter you put on two things. So if you apply a filter to something, it's going to affect it. Okay, so let's affect this default copy here that's on the page. So if I double click on this, and I go over to here to basic character format. So I'm just going to move this across so I can see it. So I'm going to change the typeface over to something that I have on my computer. So if you were starting out with nothing there on your computer itself and no nice typefaces you like, you could always install a typeface called Poppins, and that's a Google font. So I'm going to use Helvetica, and I like to set my body copy to font style to be light, okay, because we want the text to be light, and you can actually see it take effect already. If you can't see it take effect straight away, click on preview to turn that on. So a font size of 12 point is humongous, okay, really big. And we don't want that, right? So we want it to set it at 9.5 point over 14. And let's see how this takes effect. So you see here how our type has started to become a lot more legible, not readable, legible. And it's breathing a lot more, okay? when I'm saying breathing a lot more, we've increased the leading, so it's easy for your eye to track back to the other line. Okay, so what else can we do? We can go to indents and spacing, and this here is a thing that lets you put spaces before and after paragraphs. So you see here we have a paragraph change, but the line of type is the same height as the normal bit of body copy. We need a bit of space here. So we have here space after, and I like to have space after set up as 2 millimeters. And let's see how this takes effect. I'm just going to click on OK. So we have this here. It's looking a lot better, but still the legibility is pretty bad. Okay, so what can we do now? We can go and we can select it, and we can right click on it, and we go over to text frame options. We click on text frame options, and here we've got all these other really cool functions that we can do. So one of the ones that I like to use is column numbers. So I'm going to click on make mine as 3 columns, and I'm going to balance columns as well, and I'm going to set the gutter up as 5, so it mimics my my grid. And at the moment it's not lining up against the grid because I'm 1 column over too far, and I want to align it to the top, and it looks like it's all good. Column rules, we don't worry about that for the time being. Baseline options, won't worry about that. And auto size, we'll worry about this when we get on to more advanced stuff. So this is all good. Let's click on OK. Alright, so let's move this across a little bit more so it lines up with the grid a little bit more. And that's better. So if I zoom out now, you see that my type setting is starting to become a little bit more of an article. So if I press Command and colon, semicolon, I can see a little bit more of my layout there, which is really cool. Okay, so it's starting to become a little bit more of a layout right now. One thing that is missing at the moment is a heading. So let's put a heading in. So the way I do this is that I'm just going to press Command colon again just to turn the grid back on again. And I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to select, I'm just going to get rid of the question mark one there. And I'm just going to type in here. Now my layout is about, and it's an article about Tarongo Falls Reserve. So I'm just going to type in here, Tarongo Falls Reserve, and press return. And yes, it's turned into a paragraph, but what I want to do now is I want to select it. So I'm going to select just that paragraph there. If you want to select a paragraph easily in Adobe InDesign, you 1, 2, 3 click it. Right, so click it 3 times, and then you see here how this one's associated with basic paragraph. We want to create a different style now, so I'm going to click on this box, and then I'm going to select this box, so it's now getting the styles off here, and I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to rename this to heading. Okay, so let's move this across just so you can see what's actually going to be happening here. So let's change this so that it's reflecting more of what we want to do in the design itself. And I'm going to still have this based on no paragraph style. You can actually inherit styles from other styles, but that's getting more too complex though. Let's go to basic paragraph and basic character styles. I'm going to keep this one here as Helvetica light, and I'm going to increase the type size up. So that, let's make it really big actually. Let's type in, let's say, 51, and let's get the leading up as well to also 51. The reason why I've got it so high is that I want to have the heading more compressed. So if it's a 2-line bit of heading, it's going to the leading's going to compress it as a heading. Okay, so we've instantly got a problem here, and we can't see the type anymore, because all this size here is pushing everything else out. So to fix that, we go down to column spans, and we select span columns, and we have our type back again. Let's see how this looks. I'm going to put in a space after again as of 2 to increase that distance, and let's click on OK. All right, so let's zoom out here and we'll have a look. Okay, so instantly we are seeing a big change in the layout at the moment. Everything's kind of just started to come together. There is a lot more we can do. That is going to be for the next section. Okay, thank you. Bye.